Question 5. Convert the following ratios into percentage. The first sub-question, the ratio given is 15 is to 25. Now when we convert it into percentage, first we write it in the form of a fraction, that is 15 upon 25. Now whenever we are converting ratios into percentage, we have to remember that we multiply the given ratio or the fraction into 100. At the same time we divide by 100. Now why is it required to multiply as well as divide by 100? To maintain the equality of the ratio or the fraction. So if I multiply and divide by 100, the fraction will not change, it will remain as it is, because 100 goes in 100 once, so both of them can cancel. So that is why we multiply and divide by 100. And further we want the answer in percentage, and you have learnt earlier is percentage is upon 100. So what happens is, once we write this upon 100, this part of the fraction we leave it as it is and do not cancel it, even if it is common with any of the factors in the numerator. We leave this part, this 100, as it is. Now here I have 15 upon 25, so that I write here 15 upon 25. Now as I told you, we can make factors of 15, 25 and 100, but this 100 will be left as it is. So what I do is, I write 15 as it is, I write even 25 as it is. Why do I write 25 as it is? Because this 100 I can write it as a multiple of 25, such that 25 and 25 can cancel. Now 100 is nothing but 25 into 4, so we write here 25 into 4, and then 25 and 25 cancel. Now what happens? This becomes 15 into 4, that is 60, and the denominator is 100. Now you see it has become 60 upon 100, which is in the form of percent. 60 upon 100. Upon 100 means it is in the form of percent, that is 60. This upon 100 is called as percent. Therefore we write it as 60%. What we have to remember each time is, this 100 we do not touch. You see here in all the steps, this 100 remains as it is. We have kept it here as it is, and therefore in the last step we can write this, and this upon 100 becomes percent. So let us proceed now with the same logic to the remaining sub-questions in this question. The next sub-question is 47 is to 50. First step is to write it as a fraction. So we write 47 upon 50. Now next step here, I said we multiply by 100 and divide by 100. So we write here 47 upon 50. Now here we see the denominator is 50. So this 100 we can write it as a multiple of 50. And we know the multiple of 50, that is 100, can be written as 50 into 2. This 100 which is in the denominator we don't have to touch, so we leave it as it is. So now what do? We write 47, 50 in the denominator is written as it is. Okay, then this 100 we do not touch, so we write here into 100, and this 100 now is written as a multiple of 50, that is 50 into 2. So now what happens? This 50 and this 50 cancel. What is left? 47 into 2. Now 47 into 2 will be 94. So we write 94, and this 100 is left as it is. So we write upon 100. Now I told you upon 100 is percent. So what is left? 94. So this becomes 94%. Next sub question is 7 upon 10. Okay, so 7 upon 10, it is already given here as a fraction. So we multiply and divide by 100. So you have here 7 upon 10. This 100 in the denominator, we leave it as it is. You don't have to circle it as I have circled. I am just reminding you that this 100 should remain as it is in all the steps. And then what we do is, this here, the fraction which is given to us, its denominator is 10. So this 100, we can write it as a factor of 10. That is, 100 can be written as 10 into 10. So we write 7 into 10 into 10. And this 10 remains as it is. This 100, I told you, remains as it is. So that is here. Now this 10 and this 10 cancel. What is left? 7 into 10, which is 70. This 100, I said, remains as it is. So 100. So upon 100 has become percent here. What is left is 70. So we write here. Therefore the answer is 70%. The fourth sub question, 546 upon 600. So again, already it is in the form of a fraction. So we multiply and divide by 100. So we write here 546 upon 600 into 100 upon 100. Now here 546, I notice that 6 is a factor of it. Okay, so when I multiply, 6 goes in 54. 6 nines are 54, so I write 9. 6 goes in 6, 1, so I write 1. I also know that I have here 600, which is 6 into 100, so I can write here 6 into 100. So in this question, you see that we didn't have to alter this 100. Already in the denominator itself, we have one extra 100 here other than this 100, which we are not supposed to touch. So the hundreds get cancelled by themselves. Okay. Also the 6 gets cancelled. What is left now? We are left with 91 upon 100. So we have here 91 upon 100. And upon 100 becomes percent. So what is left? 91. So you have here 91%. Now going to the fifth sub question, we have here 7 upon 16. Now here 7 upon 16, we multiply and divide by 100. So this is 7 upon 16 into 100 upon 100. Now here we know that this denominator is 16 and we know that it is a multiple of 4. So it can be written as 4 into 4. That means this 100 also can be written as a multiple of 4. Why do we write 100 as a multiple of 4? So it cancels with this factor 4. So in the next step we see, we write 7 as it is, but 100 is written as 4 into 25. Now what about 16? That also has to be written as multiples of 4, that is 4 into 4. Now what happens here? This 100 in the denominator remains as it is and 4 and 4 cancel. Now what happens? 7 into 25. 7 into 25 is 175. Then in the denominator we have 4 into 100. Now this upon 100, okay, so this upon 100 becomes here percent. What is left? 175 by 4. Let us divide and write it here. We may also get the decimal point, but still we write the number. Okay. Now 4 does not go in 1. 4 goes in 17 4 times. 4 fours are 16. So 1 is left. 4 goes in 15. 4 threes are 12. So we write 3. Now after 12, 13, 14, 15, 3 is left. So if I put a point and put 0, this 3 which is left is here. Now in 30, 4 goes 7 times. You see here, because of this point, we write a point here. The 3 which is left along with 0, 4 goes in 37 times. 4 sevens are 28. So again you have 2 left. We can put one more 0. Now 4 goes in 20 completely. How many times? 5 times. So 43.75%. So 7 by 16 is 43.75%.